Hi, I'm Andrew, and chances are if your garage door is slow to open or is having a hard time and you've checked all of the other things, it could just be that it needs some lubrication. Now, I have another video. If you watch that, it covers a lot of the symptoms and problems, but this is something that you should do anyway. It will prolong the life of your garage door and it will make it quieter. So this here is Blaster brand. I picked this up at Lowe's for $5. So they had a few other brands, and the only thing I could tell was that they had a different nozzle. This is the cheapest nozzle. It comes with a little spray hose or tube, but then it just sprays straight. But the other two, a few dollars more, the only thing I could tell the difference was that the nozzle was a little fancier. So $5 to do this repair or maintenance, really. Now, the areas that you want to spray are any part that moves. Now, there's two exceptions to that: the side tracks and the shuttle rail. The shuttle actually moves, but we'll be spraying the rail that the shuttle slides upon. We'll just be spraying the top because that's where it rolls. There are other materials that you can use, but this is one of the best because it's not a grease. It's like a dry lubricant. It won't attract dust, because what will happen is the hinges and the bearings, if you're greasing those and they're not sealed bearings, little dust particles are going to get in and slowly turn that grease into a cement, basically, and it'll just be a hardened mass, and it will really lower the lifespan of your garage. So let's get started. So all the way up and down your garage door, in sections here and there and there and there on both sides, there are these hinges, and this pivot point right here is where you need to lubricate all the way down, left and right, and up and down, all of them that you can get to. And you just want to do a quick spray on the part that moves. So with this design door hinge, you just have these 2 points where it pivots. You don't have to put any lubrication on there or on the inside. It's actually just a metal bar that's hinging right on these 2 points. And it'll just seep right down in there. Okay, so now what you're looking at is the bearing and the track right here. That's the bearing, that's the round part that kind of turns like a wheel inside the track. And then there's another pin that's a hinge. So there's actually 2 points of 2 moving parts on this. Now, if you don't have any access to the inside of your bearing, then you have what's called a sealed bearing, and you don't have to really worry about it. It should be fine. But this one isn't sealed, so we'll just give it a little, and it'll just seep in there. And then I already did this when I did the rest, but then we'll just put some in there. So you want to do all of the bearings on the inside of that little well right there, and then if it's a hinge on the end, you want to get those 2 points as well. Now, I've also noticed that this hinge is not secured onto the door, so that's another point where things are going to rattle around. If you can see that, it's just jiggling. So I'm glad I did that. And you want to just inspect while you're here, checking all your bearings and your hinges. Make sure all the bolts are tight. Now, in the case of my door, it's a 7/16 inch. Okay, so here we have the torsion springs, and these wind up or they tighten as the garage door is open and closed. So we're just going to go ahead and spray just across the top, and it will seep in as you go. So as you can see, it's already doing it, and it'll work itself in every time you open the garage door. Now, so we'll go ahead and spray here and up here. Now, this is the shuttle, and this is the track that the shuttle rests on, as it slides upon, and we will just go ahead and spray some on the top. I'm spraying it. Oops. I just sprayed onto my floor. Don't really need a lot here. Okay, now here is a pulley back here. And we'll go ahead and spray there. Okay, and here we have the other torsion spring. We're just going to spray just across the top. You don't need a lot. Okay, now this is the end of the garage door at the top. So as it goes down here, it connects to the torsion spring. So we're just going to go ahead and spray some lubricant down there. This pulley here winds up the cable as it's being opened and then lets it back down as the garage door is being closed. This is an awkward spot. I can't hold the camera and spray at the same time, but you want to spray right there. And while you're up here, this is the track, and so we'll just put some spray in here. We don't need a lot, but there are points on the track that your garage door can pinch. So if there's any way that you can give it any kind of help, then you might as well. So we'll do that on both sides, but you don't really need to worry about the upper side of the track, just the bottom. Okay, so you may be thinking I need to do the chain as well. Not necessarily. Usually they come with a special coating on them. You can if you want to, if it's really having a hard time, but it's not necessary. But just be sure that if you're going to be spraying the rail, the shuttle rail, or the chain or any kind of component here, that your cars are not in the garage. You don't want them to get this grease dripped on them. So since I'm up here, I'm just going to do the rest of the shuttle track. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that helped you in maybe solving a problem with your garage door, or at least prolonging the life of it. If it didn't help, I've got another video I'll put right here. You can watch that. It goes through all kinds of troubleshooting to get your garage door to function properly. But like I said, there's a lot of variables, a lot of moving parts, a lot of electronic and mechanical components all coming together to open up your garage door. So I may not cover it all, but let me know in the comments below if you have a question. And if you like this video, please rate. It helps me a lot. And thanks for watching. Have a nice day.